Murray of the Hornell Police Department. I'm going to start off by explaining what we had this morning. At approximately 7:39 a.m. this morning, November 4th, Hornell Police Department and ambulance personnel responded to a 911 call of a male with a neck injury at 65 Elm Street, Hornell, New York. Upon arriving at the scene, our personnel located a male that was later identified as Jay Sprague, age 60, in an upstairs bedroom of this residence. Mr. Sprague was found deceased with a wound to his neck area. It was determined that Mr. Sprague was a resident at this address, which was an ARC home. Based on evidence found at the scene, police interviewed a worker of the home by the name of Alan Schulteis, age 65. Mr. Schulteis resides at 224 Greeley Avenue in the city of Hornell, New York. After interviewing Mr. Schulteis at the Hornell Police Department, he was arrested and charged with murder in the second degree for his involvement in the death of Mr. Sprague. Mr. Schulteis is currently being processed and will be arraigned shortly in Hornell City Court in front of Judge David Coddington. The New York State Police Identification Team is assisting us at all the locations of the event, and this portion of the investigation is ongoing.
Lieutenant Sam Spees with the New York State Police. Hornell Police Department contacted us to be involved in the investigation that occurred today. We had our violent crimes investigative team assist. We had our forensics investigation unit and our backroom units investigators out of SP Bath and SP Wayland.
Brooks Baker, Steuben County District Attorney. I think this is another situation where cooperative efforts of law enforcement between the Hornell Police Department and the New York State Police have led to a rapid closure of a very difficult case. This is a situation where in approximately 8 hours we've gone from a 911 call to an arrest of someone for murder. I would indicate that the only suspect in this case has been arrested. We are not seeking additional suspects, so there is no one else we believe is at large. The investigation itself does continue, but we are not looking for additional people in this case.
I'm Mayor John Buckley. Obviously this is very unsettling for something like this to happen in the city of Hornell. I do want to thank the Hornell Police Department for their rapid response, and along with our partners at the State Police, they deployed numerous assets to the city of Hornell, and for that we are very grateful, and obviously the investigation continues.
I'd just like to say a lot of the credit goes to our first responding officers on the scene. They did a fantastic job as far as finding out what was going on, collecting evidence, and developing a suspect in a very rapid manner, and interviewing that same suspect. So we have a fine quality workforce that did a really good job on this particular case.
Any questions? Yes, sir.
Are there any known motives?
That's not something, the investigation is ongoing. Obviously, a motive is not something that we have to prove in any criminal case. So what we do is we believe we have the person who committed the crime. He's been placed under arrest. As far as how and why, that's something we can't really talk about at this stage.
Chief, can you spell the first and last names of the victim and the person that's been arrested?
I have actually a press release here, and I'll give it to you at the conclusion of it, so that way you'll get them.
Mr. Schulteis, is that how you said his name?
Schulteis,
You say
yes.
he's employed at that?
Yes.
Do you know his job title?
I don't know his exact job title, but he was like supervising the people that were there.
Was there any witnesses to what?
We're not going to comment on that as evidence at this time. This is early in the investigation, and it wouldn't be appropriate here.
How long after the first call came in did you actually apprehend the suspect?
Within probably a half hour after the call came in, our officers were in contact with him, yes.
Was he in the immediate area, or did you have to travel to get him, or?
We went to another location where he was.
Has the facility since been reopened for residents? I understand that a lot of them, that they were sent to a different location and workers were told to not come in.
The facility is currently under law enforcement control while our search continues and we gather evidence. So at this stage, it's not been reopened, and I don't know when it will be.
You said the call was about 7:30?
Yes.
911 call, 911 call, about 7:30.
7:39, yes.
I mean, do you know, have you been able to determine when the injury took place, when the attack took place? Was it,
We believe it was shortly before that.
and was he, like, working, was the person you arrested, was he on the job last night? Was he sort of like an overnight shift? Was he working at the time?
At this stage, we're aware he was an employee. As far as what his job duties were and what they were at the time of the attack, we're not clear at this stage. The investigation, again, is ongoing as part of our ongoing examination of the facts of this case.
And that's the only charge, correct? It's not,
He's also being arraigned on a tampering with physical evidence charge, which deals with attempting to dispose evidence of the crime.
anything else that those two?
Yes.
The other workers at this facility, have they all been cooperative in the ongoing investigation?
Yes, very much so.
Is there anything in particular that was just a case of going there, talking to people, talking to the people who live there, people who work there, that led you to the suspect? Can you comment on that?
No, again, we're getting to talk about the evidence in the case and an ongoing investigation. So, again, how we got to the suspect is part of the investigative process and something we can't really comment on at this stage.
And what will this is an arraignment coming up?
Yes. He'll be arraigned in Hornell City Court in front of Judge Coddington.
Do you know if he has a lawyer at this point?
My understanding is he's retained Peter Degnan to represent him.
All right, thank you guys for
Wrap it
coming.
up.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Steve.